but there is no appetite for soul. If you are on fire, you will pick the heartbeat of God. And the heartbeat of God is to win everyone to the kingdom. The Father does not desire that any should perish. He desires that all should be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. And so the moment a man catches fire, he is everywhere winning souls. This was the pattern that Jesus presented to us. In Matthew chapter 8 verse 1 to 5, we saw Jesus. The Bible said he went to every city and every village. Not one, every city and every village, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, that by all means men will be saved. And so if you are looking for biblical definition of fire, number 1 is passion for God. Number 2 is passion for souls. And number 3, biblical definition and expression for fire is the flame of purity. This generation where people take pride in praying for long, so that they are known as prayer warriors, but they are living with all kinds of iniquity, masturbation, immorality, and then we know how to manage it as though we are bipolar. When we come to church, we are spiritual. When we're outside of church, we become strange beings. And because nobody sees what we are doing, we think it's okay. We are standing before a cloud of witnesses. It's only men that are not seeing you. The number of beings seeing you will shock you if your eyes open. You think you are alone in a closed room without light. You are joking. There are eyes that see beyond the rays of electricity. There are eyes. There are eyes that they censor. They see beyond that ray. And if you are able to manage iniquity and praying in tongues loud, you are a joker. You don't know what the fire of God is. When the fire comes, it purges. Malachi chapter 3 verse 2, he will sit as a refiner, and he will refine the sons of Levi, that they may bring an acceptable worship unto God. In Zechariah chapter 13 verse 9, he said he will take a third part of them and he will pass to them through the fire, so that when they are poured, they can call him their God, and he will call them his people. If we are able to manage and live with iniquity, we are not on fire, regardless of what we do. It's drama. Fire is purity. The flames of purity burning in your vessel. Jesus was so on fire that he was not just living pure. The Bible said, because thou lovest righteousness and hated iniquity, he said, thy God has anointed you with the oil of gladness. He hated iniquity. That's the level of purity that he carried. He was not just not away from defilement, he hated it. There was something about his appetite. See, when you're on fire, your appetite will change. You will not just avoid, you will hate it. And the day you begin to coexist with evil and iniquity, know that your fire has gone down. It's not possible for the two to blend. The Bible said, if you go to the altar to render your sacrifice and your brother has an ought against you, Matthew 5:23-24, he said, leave that offering there. No activity on the altar is allowed except as the heart is pure. Because the fire of God insists on purity. But I'm telling you that we are a strange species of beings. This is a generation where a man's heart can be full of iniquity, but is carrying out spiritual things comfortably. And you are wondering what has happened to the conscience. It has been seared with a hot iron. And so at best, many are professional preachers. They know what to say. They know how to touch the emotional chords of people. But there's no witness of God. And that's why our messages have no weight. Men hear us, it doesn't affect them for 5 minutes. But the fathers of old, when they write a sermon, they don't need to preach it. If they write a sermon, read it, your heart begins to burn. What is the substance of God that is credited to their utterances?
Vous voulez une deuxième source de revenus? Parce que si vous pouvez télécharger